Hello, everyone. It's Carla with Trust the Process. Today I was talking to God and I asked him for like direction and some things that I want to do. And a close, dear friend of mine called me and was like, God spoke to me about you. And he was like, you need to use this instead of Trust the Process. He said, Carla's Corner. And I was like, wow. I said, I got to pray on that one, But it just kind of like fit exactly what I was doing, because usually everything that I speak of comes from a place of when I go into my peaceful space and I talk to God in my corner, so to say, and get my word through whatever word it is that I need to get out to you. That's when I get it. And so for him to answer me so quickly with what I was requesting for myself, just clarity on what it is I need to be doing, how I need to be doing it, and even the title itself, him just bringing that to me. I'm thankful to God for everything. Today I was just thinking about, like, in the Bible, how so many times he tells us, to ask and you shall receive, trust him, and he will give you all the desires of your heart. And just, there's so many places in the Bible where God has, put those words in place for us to know that it's all about how we come out, how we express ourselves to God, how our thought process is, believing him in his, believing his word and knowing that he's promised these things to us, and it's just up to us to, follow the right pattern, the right direction, in order to get whatever it is and manifest whatever it is that we want in our lives, through him. And because the promise is already there. And so a lot of the time, we find ourselves, with negative thinking patterns and all these things that cause us not to get what it is we really are entitled, not entitled to, but an inheritance that God has already put in place for us. And so today, that was what he brought to me, because I've been reading a lot of different books on spirituality and, just anything that will really like give me that spiritual, food that I need to keep me going every day. And that's not something that I used to practice. So I'm new in all of this. 6 months, a year, it doesn't make you, great at, quoting the Bible and all these things. And, it just gives you more nourishment than what you've had before. And then you start to see things differently in your life, and you start to see the world differently. And that's what it's been doing for me. And so I've noticed that when I think positive all the time, which is what I push for, even when I get a negative thought, I push a positive right in place of it. I've noticed that a lot of things have changed. Even the relationships I have with people, the environment at work, just with the kind of energy that I bring in, I'm starting to see it more and more every day. And I get it, I even get, affirmations. I get confirmation, from patients when they come in. They're like, wow, it feels so zen in here. And I'm like, yeah, we're all zen in here right now, because there's a lightness in the office. And there used to be such a heaviness around us. And it could have been from, just all of us having our own spiritual battles that we're having. And, it sometimes it takes one person to change the whole energy field in the area. Like the whole entire office has changed. And I've seen that I was saying even with my children the last time I spoke, just the way that they're more happy and excited, and, they're not dwelling on past things, not to say that they don't miss their father and all those things, because even I miss their father, but we're not dwelling on it the way we did before in a sad, hurt place. It's not like that anymore. We're so much more grateful for the fact that we had him, and we had, great experiences. We had some not so great experiences, but all the experiences collectively were great, because they were our experiences, and we've owned all of them. And so when you take ownership of the good and bad, you accept it, you change whatever it is that you have the ability to change, and you ask God for the will, for his will to be done in the things that you're still struggling with. And he will do those things for you. He will help you in those, when it comes to those types of things that you're fighting with. I'm fighting some things still to this day, and I noticed that when I ask him for his will to be done in my life, and for me to remove myself from it and let him take reign over everything, then, I start to feel better and feel different about, the situation or situations. And so, and it gives you a lightness in your spirit. It gives you this like an ease through it eases your day. It eases your mind. It's just more of a, it's so relaxing. It's literally like meditating, because anytime I feel like something is coming in my way that's throwing me off track, I always say, Lord, please help me. I'm weak in this moment, or I'm having an issue with how I'm going to respond to this, or calm my ego down, Lord, because that's the next thing that gets us in a lot of trouble is our egos. Our ego is something else. And a lot of us were never really taught the tools given the tools to actually tame it and control it. And a lot of times, a lot of decisions are made off of, the ego self wanting to be in so much control of things. And, I'm going to make you do this way because this is the way it should be done, because I'm going to feel better if you do it the way I want it done. Control. And that ego is something that will always get you in some kind of situation where you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have did it this way. If you go to God first, and seek his counsel in any and everything, then you will know exactly how to calm the ego down. Because then you're telling it, hey, calm down right now. This decision is being made through God, and what he's telling me to do is going to take precedence over what you're telling me to do. Because we're all programmed through our families. We're all programmed through ancestral things that have happened. And a lot of these spirits that you're carrying along with you, they're not you. They're not you. It's just ancestral. And it just keeps coming down the line until somebody in that family decides that is going to be broken. That you're going to break that chain. That link is no longer going to follow through in the lives of your children. So you're fighting battles for not only yourself, your ancestors, but also your children. So walking around and seeing yourself, there's addictions. The spirit of addiction, the spirit of, cursing and lying and stealing. All those things are just ancestral curses that just keep trickling down. And it takes a lot of fighting, but the battle is a spiritual battle. So when you're not fighting with a physical being, and so the spiritual battle is going to take a whole lot from you. You get into a fight with somebody today, it's a fist fight, it's done, But when you fight in spirits, you got to be on prayer mode. You got to have the armor of God. You have to have that on a daily basis, every second of your day. Every second of your day. Because those are the things that they're not seen, but they're there, and they show themselves in different situations. You'll have things that trigger you to bring that side of you out that you didn't even know. Sometimes you didn't even know it was even there. And it took that one trigger for you to see that thing that you had never, that was lying dormant for so long. And so that's why I always, take my time to pray, ask God to give me strength, ask God to give me guidance, the spirit of discernment, cleanse me of all things that are not of him, so that I can go on with my day and my life and not be worried and not be stressed out and not, thinking all the time and not sleeping well. I mean, those were things that I battled with years ago, where I couldn't get no sleep. I was always worrying about something, and I had to fight through all those spirits in order for me to get a good 8.5 hours of sleep that I'm rested every night at the same time. Every night and every morning I get up, and my literally I have a ritual every day. I get up 6 a.m. I pray. I take no calls. I pray. And I listen to my word, and I calmly get into the spirit. I want the Holy Spirit, so that when I start my day, I've already got my armor on and I'm ready to roll. So whatever y'all send my way cannot touch me, because I walk with God. And that's what we have to do even for our children. We have to show them that they need to walk with God on their side all the time. I pray for all types of people. People that are good to me, bad to me, whatever they do, I still pray for them and I still love them. And so when God in the Bible, he tells us that, this is the inheritance that he has for us. It's like when you know your family's getting ready to leave money for you, you're going to do everything you can to make sure that you get that inheritance, because if you do something wrong, they may say, you know what, we taking you out the will. Same thing with God. He could take you out that will, because you choose not to follow the laws that he has set forth for us to follow. And so that means you forfeit your inheritance. I'm not forfeiting my inheritance. And I know that though I'm still a work in progress, and that, there are things that I'm still fighting. But you know what? I know that because I trust in God and I trust in his love and I trust that, there's grace. I have grace. And he's broken me gracefully. I love when Tasha Cobbs sings that song, Gracefully Broken. That speaks volumes to me because that's me. He broke me gracefully, so subtly, so calmly, with love, and showed me a side of myself that I didn't even know was there. And so I want, whatever we're going through right now, we need to just really ask God to give us the grace, the mercy. We ask him for those things on a daily basis, because we know that this world we're in right now, it's not getting any better. But we don't have to really react to what's going on in the world to that level. We can still walk around with a smile on our face, shine a light in other people's lives, show them love, and God, that's rewarding right there. God is rewarding you for that, because if a circumstance can shift your faith in God, then the devil might as well throw a whole lot of circumstances at you, and guess what? He'll win. But if those circumstances that come your way never makes I'm sorry, the wording. If those obstacles that come in your way or those circumstances that come in your way and your faith never wavers, that is what God is looking for right now from us. Your faith should never waver. I am a widow. I had 5 children, and I've been through some struggles. Okay, I have been through some serious struggles, and I'm smiling right now. My husband's been gone for 6 years, and I'm still able to smile when I talk about him. I'm still able to smile about the situations we've gone through and circumstances we've gone through, because I knew that God put us together for a reason. And the love was unconditional, because to this day, I still love him. And I'm so appreciative of him, for God for putting him in my life, because I have the 4 beautiful children that we made together. And the unconditional love, it should never go away. If you love someone, you love them. And so God has shown me so many things. He's given me peace. He's given me happiness, guys. And anyone who's going through something right now, whether it be with a spouse, a boyfriend, abusive relationships, you feeling down on yourself, you've been molested, and you're holding on to all of that, and that stuff is weighing heavy on you. Fight that off. Pray for healing. Pray for that to be healed, so that you can go on with the course of life that God has already planned for you, so you can get to your inheritance. Okay? God bless you. Have a great day, and trust the process. And maybe it might change to Carla's Corner, but I don't know yet. I'm going to keep praying on it until God decides what I should do. But I still want y'all to trust the process and know that God's love it's free. And I thank y'all. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend. And I love y'all, and bye.